We went straight to the BBC building on Portland Place. It was in the morning, but there's always someone working the night desk at a major news organization. The security guard tried to stop us, but I held up my camera. I have footage of an illegal medical facility holding people prisoner in an abandoned hospital. Lives are in danger right now. That got his attention. 10 minutes later, we were sitting in a small office with a night editor named Patricia Okoye. She looked skeptical, probably used to conspiracy theorists, but agreed to watch the footage. We showed her everything: the figure in the shadows, the operational facility on the 4th floor, the patients in gowns, Sarah's testimony, the confrontation in the morgue. Her skepticism disappeared quickly. If this is real? She picked up her phone. I need to make some calls. Don't move. Don't talk to anyone else. Within an hour, the office was full. Senior editors, legal team, even the news director had come in. They verified our footage wasn't edited, checked our identities, sent people to St. Bartholomew's Hospital to investigate. "There's a problem," Patricia said, coming back from a phone call. Police went to the hospital. It's completely empty. No patients, no equipment, no evidence of anything you described. My stomach dropped. They moved everyone. Sarah warned us they would. But, Patricia continued, they did find recent tire tracks in the basement loading area, disturbed earth where tunnels had been recently accessed, and residue from medical equipment, enough to warrant further investigation. She leaned forward. "Tell me everything you remember, every detail." We talked for 3 hours, described everything we'd seen, heard, experienced. They recorded it all, cross-referenced it with historical records of St. Bartholomew's Hospital. Turns out, St. Bart's had a darker history than anyone publicly knew. Experimental treatments in the 1960s, unexplained patient disappearances. It had been shut down in 2003 under suspicious circumstances, but the building had never been properly sold or demolished. It existed in a legal gray area, perfect for someone who wanted to operate without oversight. What about Sarah, Dr. Sarah Chen, and the other patients? Patricia checked her notes. We found records of a Dr. Sarah Chen who worked for a private research company called Meridian Institute. Officially, she resigned 18 months ago and moved abroad. No missing person report was ever filed. Because they made it look voluntary, I said. That's what she told us. They fake deaths or disappearances. The Meridian Institute, Patricia said slowly, is a legitimate organization. They do government-contracted research into human cognition and consciousness. Very well funded, very well connected. Which means they can cover this up, Tyler said quietly. Maybe, Patricia smiled slightly, or maybe your footage is enough to start asking questions they can't easily answer. The story broke 3 days later. Shocking footage reveals possible illegal medical facility, the BBC headline read. They showed portions of our video, carefully edited to protect the patients' identities, but showing enough to prove something was happening at St. Bartholomew's Hospital. Within hours, it was everywhere. Every news outlet, social media platform, trending worldwide. The original viral video that had started it all now seemed quaint compared to what we'd found. The Meridian Institute issued a statement denying everything, called our footage misleading and taken out of context, said we'd trespassed and were trying to profit from sensationalism. But then, other people started coming forward. Families who had members disappear after reporting unusual experiences, former Meridian employees who'd seen things that didn't sit right, even a former patient who'd escaped years ago but had never been believed. The government launched an investigation. Police raided several Meridian Institute facilities, and slowly the truth came out. Meridian had been running unauthorized research programs for over a decade, not at St. Bart's specifically. That had just been one location of many. They'd been studying people with unexplained abilities or experiences, but their methods were completely unethical: imprisonment, experimentation without consent, falsified records. 14 patients were recovered from various locations. Dr. Sarah Chen was among them. I met her 6 months later at a coffee shop in Camden, same area as St. Bartholomew's Hospital. She looked different, healthier, hair cut short, but the intensity in her eyes was the same. "You saved our lives," she said simply. "All of us. You saved ours first. If you hadn't helped us escape..." I knew the risk when I did it, but I also knew if I didn't, no one would know what was happening. She stirred her tea. "How's your channel doing?" I laughed. "Hit 1 million subscribers last month. Turns out exposing illegal medical experiments is good for views." "And you've stopped breaking into places?" "Mostly," I grinned, "but only places I have permission to explore. Learned my lesson about boundaries." Sarah smiled. "Good. Some boundaries exist for good reasons, though I'm glad you broke that particular one." We talked for another hour. She told me about the recovery process, the therapy, the legal cases being built against Meridian Institute. Several executives had been arrested. The organization was being dismantled. "What about you?" I asked. "What's next?" "I'm working with a group that advocates for ethical research practices, making sure what happened to us never happens to anyone else." She finished her tea. "Turns out there's a lot of work to do." As we stood to leave, she said, "Kai, thank you, not just for the rescue, but for believing me when you had no reason to do so. That meant everything." After she left, I sat alone for a while thinking about that night, about the choices we'd made, the risks we'd taken. Priya had been right. Some boundaries exist for good reasons. Trespassing is illegal. Breaking into abandoned buildings is dangerous. We could have been hurt or killed. But sometimes the right thing isn't the safe thing. Sometimes curiosity leads to consequences, but those consequences matter. We went looking for views and found something much more important. We'd crossed a line we shouldn't have crossed and ended up stopping something terrible. I'll never know if that makes it okay, but I know 14 people are free now who wouldn't have been otherwise. And I know I'll never forget that figure standing in the shadows of the children's ward, or the desperate writing on the walls, or Sarah's voice saying, "Maybe we actually have a chance." Sometimes the abandoned places aren't as empty as they seem.
Like this video, subscribe to the Soul's Library, and turn on the notification bell, because more stories are coming. Stories that will stay with you long after the screen goes dark. Stories that will resonate with you and touch your soul. Welcome to the Soul's Library. See you tomorrow.